This moment in Missouri political history is provided by the Missouri State Archives. On March 4, 1849, David Rice Atchison, a Missouri politician who served as President pro tem of the U.S. Senate, was called upon to serve as President of the United States for one day. At noon on Sunday, March 4th, the term of President James Polk expired. President Zachary Taylor was to succeed Polk, but for religious reasons, he and his vice president refused to be sworn in on a Sunday. As a result, Atchison served as president from noon on Sunday, March 4th to 11:30 a.m. on Monday, March 5th, a total of 23 and a half hours. The day was uneventful for the nation, but as president, Atchison signed 2 minor documents and is listed in the congressional record as president for that single day. To discover more Missouri history moments, visit MissouriDigitalHeritage.com.
Welcome back. Once again, we've had 2 great guests this week on the show, Senator Roop of St. Charles and Dave Drevis of the Arch City Chronicle. And now it's time to turn our sights to the lieutenant governor's race and take a look at some ads that are running on your televisions.
The Missouri lieutenant governor's race is certainly one to watch, and now both candidates are on the air. Lieutenant Governor Peter Kinder, a Republican who was elected in 2004, is the incumbent, and he faces State Representative Sam Page. Let's take a look at this ad from Peter Kinder.
Double dealing doesn't just happen on Wall Street. Ask Sam Page. Page pushed to increase what the state pays his medical services company. Then Page voted to increase what you pay the state, a $153 million sales tax hike, even on groceries. The choice? A full-time lieutenant governor, Peter Kinder wrote the Elderly Protection Act to stop abuse in nursing homes and work to protect seniors from identity theft. Lieutenant Governor Peter Kinder, getting it done.
Well, that was a comparative piece. At the first half of the ad, you saw Kinder attacking Page and his record. The second half, talking about his accomplishments.
I think this race is shaping up to be one of the closer ones at the statewide level. And I think what you're seeing is an adjustment by Peter Kinder to include the taxes question. You saw that first part was, oh my gosh, you know, he raised his own pay, Page did, which frankly I think everybody voted for that. And then the taxes question. That's what Kinder's doing there. Kinder's got an interesting ground set up for himself. He's been pretty popular in St. Louis, which is where Page is from. So I think he's trying to soften those numbers. But you can tell they're going after each other now.
Absolutely. I think what's interesting about the tax issue that he brings up, though, is what they're really talking about. And, of course, in these ads, you don't often know unless you do a little bit of research. But that vote that they're talking about, raising taxes, was actually a vote that was overwhelmingly passed in the House, and it was going to put a 1/8 of a cent tax on the ballot for the voters to vote on to help go towards veterans' health care and home care. So, you know, who knows if people will take the time to really take a look at what's behind some of these ads.
And that's when you get just a seconds, you hit with a second, you know, a couple seconds on there. But those votes are hard. Let's take a look now at Representative Sam Page has an ad that's running currently.
Jefferson City Priorities, Peter Kinder style. Peter Kinder took thousands of dollars from tobacco companies and said the dangers of secondhand smoke were faulty science. He used state job creation money to sponsor his bicycle race that lost millions of taxpayer dollars. And Peter Kinder took $40,000 from a St. Louis developer and passed a law giving the developer a $100 million tax break. Peter Kinder, helping himself, not us.
Well, I think we can see that Representative Page is also at that point in his race where he's doing a contrast piece. I mean, I think this is one of the funnier ads I've seen, really cleverly done. Personally, I love the pickup truck at the end with the bicycles in the back. Again, in a slice of time, are they being really truthful? I'm not sure the Tour of Missouri lost millions. I think there was some tax dollars spent to get it going, but it generated money. But again, pretty effective ad, I think.
Right, the theme of it, helping himself, not us, and then they tick through, you know, we took money from tobacco lobbyists, and he said that secondhand smoke isn't really an issue. I think, you know, what they're trying to do is say Kinder's out of touch, and you're right, it's kind of a fun and it's kind of a cute ad.
It's memorable. I mean, that's the one thing you're trying to, at this point in the race, you're trying to stand out. I think it's hard, if you know Peter Kinder on either side, people would say he sort of lives for politics and policy, and he's not, I don't think he's in anybody's pocket, but they're making a good point, and Page is sticking something to him in a slice in time. And again, that race, I think, I disagree with Senator Roop. I think that race may come down to maybe a point or two either way. We could be looking at that race late into the evening on November 4th or early on November 5th.
That's true, morning. Just like we were in 2004. I mean, Kinder only won that race by about 16,000 votes.
That's right.
We almost had a recount. So we'll see if his incumbency is the way that the voters go, and that should be an advantage to him, or if they're ready for a change with Page. But
it will be interesting to watch.
Down to the wire.
It will be.
And we're getting close to the end of the show today, and also the end of this year's elections as well. Ed and I will do one more show before Election Day, then we'll come back the week after the election for a post-election wrap-up. We hope you can join us for both shows, and we thank you for watching again this week.
And we want to thank our guests this week, political journalist Dave Drevis and Missouri State Senator Scott Roop, for helping us go behind the headlines and the hoopla and take a closer look at things in Missouri.
Remember, if you haven't gotten enough of Midwest Talking Points, all our shows can be seen on demand by Charter Digital subscribers in the St. Louis area. Go to Channel 1, select I Want More, and Elections 08. We'll see you again next week as the countdown to the election day right here continues on Midwest Talking Points. Have a great week.
Good night, everyone.